Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, episode number 72, where we are breaking down the last live SmackDown of the year, being that the rest of them are taped. So we might have to do a couple year-end shows for you guys to kind of break everything down that happens next week and, take a look at all of the best and worst stuff of the year for sure. But we do have SmackDown to take a look at, so let's just get right into it. As always, I am Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. And Sean, this show is kind of all over the place. So how'd you feel about the show, and where do you want to kick it off?
Overall, it wasn't a bad show. You're not lying saying it was all over the place. They definitely jumped between storylines quite a bit. I think my only complaint about the show was just the way it ended overall. I think everything else during it was pretty decent. Even the Nia Jax match, which pains me to say. But I think the biggest thing coming out of this is the advancing of the Drew McIntyre and Cody feud.
Yeah. So there was a really cool home invasion kind of video that WWE put out where Cody Rhodes made his way to Drew McIntyre's home after Nick Aldis was there trying to basically smooth things over with Drew to try and get him to kind of come back to SmackDown. When Drew keeps saying that SmackDown is an unsafe working environment is kind of the leading story there. But this rivalry between them was really, kind of been the focal point of the main event scene for SmackDown for the last couple of weeks here. But after that property, that property invasion segment, if you will, Nick Aldis met Cody in the middle of the ring, telling Cody that Drew McIntyre said that this, your claim that's, he's claiming that SmackDown is unsafe, and he kind of reached an agreement with him, but Cody and McIntyre's going to have to apologize to the referee, pay a fine, but the exchange is that Cody can't touch McIntyre at all, or he'll be stripped of the title. To which Cody basically kind of scoffed at him and claiming, "Look, I'm the champion. You work for me." And we work for these people, so I'm gonna do whatever I want as long as I'm the champion. And it was pretty fire promo by Cody. I'll give him props for that. I mean, some people say Cody's promos are all kind of the same, but I mean, Cody can really, when Cody wants to, he can really cut a promo.
This promo came across as a combination of I'm done with the bullshit and also a little bit heelish to me. The that ending
Heelish.
line, yeah, like the whole "you work for me" kind of thing. The way he said it,
Mm,
just
mm.
like the ego of it. You know what I mean? And the well, I beat Roman, I beat Brock, I beat Cena, I. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think I think the whole thing is really funny though about the unsafe work environment, considering as this all started with Drew jumping Cody
Yeah.
and attacking him on Cody's bus. So if anything, there was a home invasion before any of this even started. And I'm very curious how long Cody sat in jail for after assaulting a police officer.
Yeah, I mean, it very clearly seems like this is just going to be the program going into the Royal Rumble. We've been kind of talking about it for a while on this channel, and I just think like you need a title match going into that Royal Rumble, and I think that that's just where you're going to go, given that the other title match is going to occur on the Netflix show in a couple of weeks. So it makes a lot of sense to me that that's probably the direction we're going to go. And I would imagine similarly, on that Netflix show, they'll probably do something with Stephanie and Nikki as well. But
What
yeah, this makes too much sense to be on the Royal Rumble. I think is the proper place for this.
so Drew gets to pick the stipulation. What do you think it's going to be?
Something that's no disqualification and something where like it doesn't matter if like outside anything happens, right? Like you have probably like an I quit kind of match or something like that, right? Where like um yeah, we're like something where Drew kind of like can't get screwed. I guess is like the kind because that's what his character is all about. Like he keeps, I keep getting screwed out of stuff. So Drew will very likely pick some kind of stipulation match where he can't get screwed.
So not a Punjabi prison match.
Yeah. No, it'll probably be an I Quit match or a Hell in a Cell match or something like that. This actually kind of warrants like a cage match.
Yeah, I could see it being either a cage or a cell, and I could see Randy Orton getting involved somewhere.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all because we already know the plan is Cody and Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but
They're not gonna start that program with
not
WrestleMania so close.
not Randy and Cody, Randy and Drew.
They already did that though.
Oh yeah, they did. Damn, I forgot about that. Never mind that.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you 100%. It would be a great time to have like at the Royal Rumble, it would be a great time to have Randy turn on Cody and like finally progress this thing
Yeah,
forward. But with everything pointing to Cody Roman 3, I just don't see it.
I
The
forgot.
title is going to be on Roman after WrestleMania. Like
I
that's
hope
what's going
not.
to
I hope you're
happen.
wrong.
I I know I'm right. I'm telling you right now, I know I'm right with this. And I hate it too, but I'm so confident that's where it's going because all the reports are Roman's going to be a bit more, not full time, but is going to be a bit more involved. So yeah, I just see it happening. I
You
really
know,
do. It's kind of a shame too.
if he's actually involved, I'll hate it less. You know what I mean? But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. Um, so SmackDown, besides that, had some good and some bad. We really won't go in any particular order here because most of the rest of SmackDown, with the exception of one of the tag team matches on the show, um, was not really that great. But the never-ending feud of Aleister Black and Damian Priest continues on. Damian Priest actually opened the show and was beaten down by Black and then eventually put through a table. And this kind of happened in multiple times throughout the show. So I'm going to ask you this question. What are we doing here? And where are we going with this? And like what is the plan for this never-ending feud that has had what, four matches now? Are we
Yeah,
on four matches already? Or are we going on five?
I think we're going on five. Honestly, the way that him going out there and opening the show started, I thought this feud was over. I thought we were gonna get the start of something new with the way it started there. And then Zelina Vega came walking out. And then he jumped him from behind. And I honestly don't know. I mean, I know WWE, unless they're going to do this to write Damian Priest off for a little while to force him to take some vacation time, because apparently WWE has been on him for working too much. The guy has apparently put on the most matches in WWE this year because he's always working. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to write a storyline injury into him and force him to take some time off.
But I mean, how do we end this?
Whatchamacallit wins. Black wins.
What kind
And
of match though? Because they've already had like, is this another one where you're going to do like an I Quit match or something?
no, it's got to be something where you can risk injury in it. Um, yeah, maybe an I quit, something along those lines, but something where he can get quasi injured and be written off. Because I think that solves two problems for WWE. It ends this feud and it allows Priest to take some time.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
I mean, at least they're good matches is the only good thing about it. It's just the problem of the repetition of it is just making it old.
yeah. We did have Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, defeat the Kabuki Warriors via pinfall in a non-title match, which saw a post-match angle of Alexa and Charlotte attacking Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, before holding up the titles, kind of staring everybody down, just sort of advancing everything that's going on in this division and really having more, just more teams, I guess, right? Because like everybody is kind of involved in this sort of sequence of this story right now with these women's tag titles, which is fine because I think you need something for a lot of your women's roster to do. And I think that your mid-card titles are tied up. Your champion titles are tied up, although
Yeah.
they're really not. Um, but I was fine with this whole segment. And actually, right after this, I do want to get into what I just said about about the main titles, kind of on both shows, because I think it's a bunch of bullshit what they're doing with these women's heavyweight titles.
Um, I will kind of argue back. I think that at least they're giving, as we talk about it, I'm assuming we're leading into Chelsea and her argument
No,
with
no, no, no.
Jade.
I was actually going to talk about Jade. We'll get on to
Oh, well,
Chelsea in a minute.
let's talk Jade then.
Yeah, so obviously Michin attacked Jade backstage with a kendo stick, kind of quasi injuring Jade's arm, sort of, I guess. But
She didn't
it
even
just
sell it.
take yeah, she didn't really sell it, but it takes me to a larger point of like, what the hell are we doing with these women's world titles? You've got Jade, who is supposed to be your monster, who is feuding with Michin and BFAB. Like what are we doing? And then you have Stephanie Becker, who's feuding with Nikki Bella again. Like what are we doing? Like who do these women piss off that these titles are just like in these joke feuds? And yeah, I get it. So many of your big stars are in the tag team division right now, but like you got Tiffany Stratton doing nothing. Where's Becky been doing nothing? Like you just Julia's involved in another nonsense feud trying to get the US title back, like beating up on Chelsea's Secret Harvest. Like what are we doing? What are we doing with these women?
So I think Stephanie's instance is a product of circumstance, with them probably not wanting to start whatever her big feud is going to be going into like Rumble season and Mania season, which is why we have the Raquel and Nikki thing going on with her right now to finish out the holiday. I think it's just the timing of things for her. Jade, though, my God, that promo was just bad. Like her way of talking and her attempting to insult people, and then her getting beat with a kendo stick and not even knowing how to sell it. Like this is your champion there after how and Tiffany wasn't even great, but Jade makes Tiffany look like Trish Stratus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they desperately, I don't know if they're waiting for Bianca to come back or they're waiting for Naomi to come back or something, but like you need to do something with Jade like ASAP because the audience is completely turned on her
Yep,
and nobody is interested in these segments. And I know on this channel, like we give her a lot of shit on this channel. We really do. Um, but I think it's warranted. I think
we
the
bang it up.
character, I think the character sucks. I think the in-ring work sucks. And I mean, other than the fact that she looks like $1 million, I have nothing good to say about any of the work. She needs to go back to NXT.
She
The
never
the
even
work
was there.
well, she was there for a hot second, but like she was there for the performance center really more than anything.
Yeah,
But the work rate is not there. She can't cut a promo. Like, unless you're going to give her the Goldberg treatment, which they did in AEW and it worked for her in AEW, it's not working here. Trying to turn her into just a cookie cutter WWE superstar is not the right thing to do. You need to, if you, she needs to be Goldberg. That's really
yeah,
what she needs to do. She needs to be the female Goldberg. Just have her come out, kill somebody, and just keep going. But the problem is you've had her doing 50-50 with people and you've had her lose to a bunch of people. It's just she's kind of been ruined. So like the only thing you can really do to repackage her truthfully is just have her kill people. Just
yeah,
every week have her come out and kill somebody and just make it a 2-minute match. And yeah, have her go through BFAB and then Michin and then Ivy Nile and then all of these other people on the you have so many women on the roster she could go through. Every 2 weeks you have her wrestle somebody else and just kill them. And
yeah,
then until you get like you build up a challenger to come and beat him, or Tiffany is ready for her rematch, or whatever you're trying, whatever the thing you're trying to go towards with her is. Because it really seems like it's just treading water until, like, honestly, until I think Bianca comes back because I think
Yeah.
Bianca is the match that they're trying to save for her for because they were telling that story a little bit before Bianca got hurt. Um, and I'm not even the biggest Bianca fan, but frankly, I would rather have Bianca in this like as the champion here at this point because I just think this is just such a mess. It's such a mess. And part of it and a lot of it is the folks, the people challenging her. Like there's zero chance that BFAB and Michin are going to beat her at all.
Even in a
Zero
handicap match.
chance. You know what I mean? It's like what are we doing? And this is the same thing with Stephanie too. There's zero chance Nikki Bella is going to beat her in 2025 now, 2026 almost. Like what are we doing? Like let's get some credible challengers for these heavyweight titles here already. Like I mean,
Yep.
you look at the men's titles and there are so many people surrounding both all four of the men's titles right now. And it's just these women's titles. You book them other than the tag team division, which we've said on this channel is great for the women. The tag team division for the women is honestly better than the tag team division for the men.
Yep.
But what are you doing with these women's singles titles? Like I feel like we could go on for like an hour about these women's singles titles because they're all just crap. The booking
So
around them is just such crap.
the only thing I want to say about the Julia and Alba Fire thing is that at least they're letting Julia actually talk and show a little bit of personality this time. Maybe they realized their mistake of we're just going to have her not do anything. And so hopefully, if she wins that title back off of Chelsea, they realized what they did wrong the first time, and she has a little bit better of a run this time.
I frankly would just have her go after Jade. Just have her beat Jade.
I would too, but I don't trust
I,
WWE to not screw that up either.
yeah, no, you're probably right, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you do the same thing, honestly, that you're doing with Ilya Dragunov, that you did with Sami Zayn, right?
Yep,
Like, just have Julia go out and do the same thing. Just have great matches every other week, right? And like and when she was the U.S. champion, she wrestled like once a month. No, every other week, or even every week, because SmackDown's going to be 3 hours next year, right? Every week, Julia, Ilya Dragunov, they come out and they wrestle and they have a
yep.
20-minute match and that's their thing. That's you want to be the US champion, that's what you do as the US champion. Same thing with the tag belts. I mean, you can book 66% of SmackDown with four matches every week. Women's title, a women's tag team match, a men's tag team match, and then both of those US champions on every single show. And then you do a Cody segment. And then literally like that's the whole show.
Those four matches are basically 2 hours and 15 minutes right there.
Yep. Yep. It's the whole show. And with commercials and everything, you could book the whole show that way, and
Yep,
it'd be great. It would be it would be great to watch, like to see that every week. It really would. It would not get boring because you could be able to get so many people on the roster. You have so much talent on the roster that's never doing anything.
yep.
So I don't know. Um, anyway, I digress. We before the main event sequence, we also did have Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes defeating DIY via pinfall after Dragunov hit Ciampa with the H-bomb, allowing Carmelo to get the cover. Um, I mean, these two guys are great, and I'm really excited to see the Carmelo and Dragunov match, which there might have been some internet spoilers for, but we will not spoil on this channel.
So yeah, watch out for if you're online.
Yeah, watch out for
No,
spoilers for that one.
all four of these guys, this match was fantastic. I mean, we know DIY works real well, obviously, as a tag team, and Dragonov's intensity with Carmelo's showmanship was just fantastic. And I like that in the background, Fraxium was kind of getting involved too,
Hmm.
especially tying back to the fact that DIY stole Axiom's mask on him, so that we don't
Yeah.
forget that Axiom has a vendetta against them.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, that was probably the best actual match of the night, um, overall. And I think that before we talk about the main event, the only other kind of funny thing from the show I wanted to mention was the Miz saying, talking about he who shall not be named, and R-Truth saying, "I believe in Joe Pesci."
Nice. Yeah, so I know you wanted to talk about the main event for the WWE Tag Team Champions between the Wyatt Sicks of Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis versus the MFTs, the Law Firm, and Tonga Loa, which ended in a no contest as there was a large brawl between both factions, which ultimately had the Wyatt Sicks kind of stand tall to sort of close out the show. But yeah, this seemed like a mess, but I know you kind of had a little bit of a rant you wanted to go on about this, so the floor is yours.
Not so much of a rant, just the fact that you did all this work of setting this up with these promos and everything between these teams and these whole factions, and you just have this like generic non-ending for this match. Like, I get it. You have two big groups that are going against each other, but this was the perfect time to show how much you've invested in the MFTs, and they should have won here. Have them win the title and then have the brawl afterwards, and then you can continue your storyline. I think it was a waste of everybody's time and intelligence to do this the way that they did.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like we've been saying with the women's tag team division is booked so well. There's so many stars in it, but I mean, maybe bringing the Usos back will help the men's division on Raw a little bit. But you got to get these titles off the Wyatts. You either need to get
Yeah.
them onto the MFTs or you need to do something else. Like I've said it on this channel a couple times, and you know what? I may be in the minority here. So feel free in the comments down below to tell me if you think I'm just tripping. But like, I don't need cartoon characters in my wrestling in 2025. I
I
don't need it. I don't need it anymore. I don't. I'm sorry. This isn't the 1990s. I don't need cartoon characters in my wrestling anymore. I don't. It's
I
like
like
it's stupid. It's stupid. I just like I laugh. I watch it and I'm like, this is why people think wrestling is stupid.
I like the Wyatts, but Bray Wyatt was a flash in the pan, and you're never, I'm sorry, flash in the pan is not the right word. Lightning in a bottle. You're never going to catch that again. And as happy as I am seeing that Bo has a job, I just I wish there was a better way of them doing the Wyatts. Like rather than supernatural, treat them like a bunch of serial killers or like people who just like to hurt people. Like, why can't they run like the Hurt Business did and just be like, yeah, we're here to hurt people into thinking like we do. You know what I mean? Something that is more grounded and less like fantasy. Because I think that would be, or treat them like a cult. Like they don't have to be treated like monsters or ghosts. Treat them like you were doing Bray Wyatt for a while, and treat them like a cult.
I mean, it's the part of the problem with it too is it's too big of a faction and too many of them just don't wrestle. Like I don't know if Bo has wrestled once at all. I don't think Nikki has wrestled once at all, and I'm not sure. I know Rowan, I think, has only wrestled once. So it's like that's part of the problem too, is it's a giant faction and you got a ton of guys in there. And you know what? Why aren't we doing a match of like Rowan versus Tongaloa? Just a
Right.
singles match. Like, why aren't we doing that? When are we gonna get the Solo and Bo
Howdy.
Dallas match? Like, when are we gonna get that match? Like, I mean, we got to move this shit along a little bit here, WWE. We
I
really
mean,
do.
it's coming, but it's the typical WWE slow roll.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess I don't know. It's just like everything else with WWE. Like all of these feuds have to go on for 4 to 6 months
Yep.
for some reason. So I don't know, but yeah. So that was SmackDown. So what's your final rating for the show?
I give it a 2.5.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
more no more explanation needed. Basically, because of the Cody segments and the Carmelo and Dragunov team up.
yeah. Yeah, it's just not that much to say about this week's show. I mean, it was very missable. Obviously, like, there's going to be some pre-tape stuff for next week. The Cody segment was cool, but the main event just continued a kind of I don't know, a concerning stretch of just inconclusive finishes,
Of block.
which, yeah, So I think with that, my final rating for the show is a Joe Pesci out of 5.
I believe in Joe Pesci.
So, as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the show. Leave your comments down below. We do read and respond to all of them, and we love to bring up your points in these videos because it really does help drive the conversation along. And you guys always have great points for us, so we appreciate that. And with that, have yourselves a fantastic evening and a fantastic holiday week if you celebrate, and take care.